Hey guys, it's me Mia and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to look through this book. It's called Jackie Shaw's Learn to Paint Fruits and Vegetables, a step-by-step approach to beautiful results. So let's take a look. Okay, so for the contents. So this book is divided into two sections. The first section is theories and practice techniques, and then the second section, which starts on page 50, you have the step-by-step lessons on how to paint fruits and vegetables. So this is the usual stuff, basic supplies, getting started. These are the acrylic paints that Jackie uses. She uses Americana acrylic paints, but you can use any acrylic paint if you're using this book. About paints, so she talks about how acrylic paints dry pretty quickly and how to keep them from drying out by using different mediums or using water or using a wet palette. About brushes, and this section was very thorough. Different parts of the brush, getting to know your brush, cleaning them, repairing them. How to load paint on the brushes. So brush loading techniques, fully loaded, side loading, double loading where you put two different colors on the brush and you get an effect like this. Basic brush strokes, so different brushes create different types of strokes. Special brush techniques. I never heard of a puddly wash, but that's one of the special brush techniques. I'm familiar with dry brushing as well as scumbling because I use those techniques when I use my acrylic paints. Transferring patterns, so different ways to transfer your drawing into the painting surface. The color wheel. Color wheel variations, and I really like this one right here. She has the three primary colors, but then she substitutes each primary color with a different shade. So for this one she has just a basic yellow. Well, she switched this out for a more muted yellow, and you can see how the colors change based on this muted yellow. Not as bright, all the colors are muted. And I like this palette here a lot. That's a beautiful blue. Complementary colors. Playing in the mud, so creating neutral colors. The four properties of color: hue, value, intensity, temperature. And here's the Munsell scale. So mixing black and white together creates 9 different shades of gray. Intensity. Traditional color schemes: monochromatic, analogous, triadic, complementary, and split complementary. Seeing color harmonies around us. So basically, being inspired by nature and coming up with color palettes based on nature. And I did a book review on a book by Ana Victoria Calderon. She has a book called Color Harmonies, and it's basically the same thing, just being inspired by nature and coming up with color palettes. And you see that here with the tomatoes, the garlic, the corn. Thinking about colors. And she has a light and shadow experiment and using some clay, using toothpicks, and a light source. I didn't do that. But it's very interesting because this whole section here, she talks about shadows, how certain lights create different shadows, reflected lights, pardon me, some things to remember. These, I think I counted these, there's like 21 points to remember. Okay, that's my cat scratching at her cat tree. But anyway, yeah, there's 21 points. And composition design fundamentals, coming up with a focal area. Okay. Background colors. So unifying your subject matter with the background. Prepping the surface area and creating all these different textures for your background. Okay, so that's the end of the first section. Can you imagine having an exam on all of this? It's a lot of information, very useful, and I think it could be its own book. But a lot of useful information. But now, let's move on to the second half, where she does the step-by-step lessons on how to paint certain fruits and vegetables. So, let's see here. So for this apple, for example, she has the palette, and I never heard of light avocado paint. But she uses Americana acrylic paint. But what I really like is how she puts the colors down here. I like that. Because, you know, if you don't like Americana paint, at least you can go use a different brand and know which color to use based on this right here. Okay, so she shows you how she paints an apple. And then on the next page, she has photo references that you can use. And then here's a banana. And the color palette is down here. More photo references. This is nice right there. Bell peppers, and she painted the bell peppers in 3 different colors: red, green, and yellow. And the color palettes are right here. More photo references. And I like this photograph here because of the highlights. Carrots. Cherries, corn, and I really like this color palette down here because it reminds me of the fall, and the fall is one of my favorite seasons. Garlic, and that's a pretty simple color palette right here. Painting the garlic. Lemons and limes. And if you're wondering what the hints are, these are just tips that she gives on how to paint these items. And these are, all of the reference photos on here are great. You can see all the detail, colors are nice. Mushrooms. Very simple. browns and blues, plus white. And I like this photograph here because it has the complementary colors, the red and the green. Onions. Different colors of onions. Oranges. And I like this background for the orange. Yeah, I know I mentioned this already, but I'll say it again, but the reference photos in here are very detailed. You can't miss anything. I love the texture of the orange. Peaches. And I love the texture of the peach pit. Pomegranate. Oh yeah, look at that. This is beautiful. That texture up close. Strawberries. And let me see, a tomato. Oh, this is beautiful. I love that red color. Glossary and the index. Yeah, but this is a very nice book if you're interested in knowing how to paint certain fruits and vegetables. And like I said, the first section of this book is very thorough, lots of useful technical information. But if you've looked through this book, you know, just let me know what you thought of it. And thanks for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!